Hello everyone. Today we are going to break down a very common and powerful technique in the chemistry lab, calculating percent yield using gas chromatography, or GC. It might sound intimidating, but the process is quite logical once you understand the steps. Percent yield is simply how much product you actually made compared to the maximum amount you could have theoretically made. The GC is a fantastic tool that helps us find the actual amount with high precision by separating the components in our final reaction mixture. The core idea is that the area under a peak on your GC chromatogram is proportional to the amount of that substance. However, we can't just use that raw peak area. We need a reliable reference point, and for that, we use something called an internal standard. The first and most critical step is to prepare a calibration curve using this internal standard. An internal standard is a specific compound that you add in a known, constant amount to all your samples. You'll create a series of standard solutions, each with a known concentration of your desired product and the same fixed concentration of the internal standard. You then run each of these standards on the GC. For each run, you'll measure the peak area for your product and the peak area for the internal standard. The next step is to plot this data. On a graph, your y-axis will be the ratio of the product's peak area to the internal standard's peak area. Your x-axis will be the ratio of the product's concentration to the internal standard's concentration. This should give you a straight line, which is your calibration curve. Now, you analyze your actual reaction mixture. You take a precise volume of your final product mixture and add the exact same amount of internal standard to it. You run this sample on the GC and, just like before, you find the peak areas for your product and the internal standard. You then calculate the ratio of these two areas. With this area ratio, you go back to your calibration curve. You plug your area ratio into the line's equation as the y value and solve for x. This x value gives you the concentration ratio of your product to your internal standard. Since you know the exact concentration of the internal standard you added, you can now easily calculate the concentration of the product in your reaction mixture. From this concentration, you can determine the total mass or moles of product you formed. This is your actual yield. Finally, you divide your actual yield by your pre-calculated theoretical yield and multiply by 100 to get your percent yield. It's a multi-step process, but it provides incredibly accurate results. Thank you so much for watching and sticking through this detailed explanation. I hope it clarified how to use this powerful analytical technique. If you found this video helpful, please consider liking, subscribing, or supporting the channel in any way you can. It helps us create more content just like this for you.